Don't look for anybody else to do it. It's up to you. Many people have talked about the problems in the Catholic Church and how to fix the church, how to repair the church. So why am I producing a video on the topic when so many other people with far more education, intelligence, and background than I have already done so? Precisely because most of them have been done with people with much more intelligence, education, and background than I have, and that can be intimidating to a lot of people. I just want to try to make it as simple as I can. I want to encourage you to get involved. I first want to help you to conceptualize what is necessary in fixing the church and fixing the world, and what is the point of doing any of it? Let's hit that last question first. What's the point? Bottom line, the point, the only point, is to get yourself to heaven and to help others get to heaven. The minute you lose sight of that, you're going to fail. Period. End of story. With that being said, let me refer to somebody with much more education, intelligence, and background than I have in such matters. This particular somebody is the formidable Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. Many people are fond of quoting Bishop Sheen. They're especially fond of quoting him saying that the laity will be the ones to fix the church. In fact, I remember sitting at a restaurant having a dinner with a good priest friend of mine as he was talking to us, and he also referenced that quote as well, saying that the laity will fix the church. But then he stopped. He didn't finish the quote. And I won't mention the priest's name. I don't wish to embarrass him. That's not the point. But he had stopped without giving the full quote, so I asked him, "Padre, finish the quote." And he looked at me a little bit stunned and perhaps confused. So I repeated, "Padre, finish the quote. How will the laity fix the church?" The laity will fix the church by encouraging bishops to be bishops and priests to be priests. You see, the laity are not the hierarchy and the clergy. It is not their job to take over. There is a proper order of things. This is not a Unitarian Universalist church or Congregationalist church or anything else where we're going to take over. It's not the way it works. But clearly, there are bishops and there are priests who have been failing us. Those need to be exposed, and if possible embarrassed or shamed into either correcting their ways or resigning. But they're not the only part of it. One way to visualize the task we have before us is to think of a three-legged stool. When you have a three-legged stool or a tripod or anything else of a similar sort with three legs, every leg is critical. You eliminate one leg, and the whole thing falls down. In terms of reforming our church and reforming the world, I think there's what can be thought of as three legs. Leg number one, and this is always mentioned by anybody who's serious, so much so that it can actually be ignored or minimized or taken as a cliche, but it is crucially important. Leg number one is personal holiness. Work on your own personal holiness. I won't go into a lot of details here. There are others who have spoken on this much better than I could. But if you're not working on your own personal holiness, you're not going to get to heaven. You're not going to lead anyone else there, and you're certainly not going to improve the state of the church or of the world. So do that first. Pray, fast, do penance, all of the above, you know the ropes. If that is missing, then your project will disintegrate and you'll get nowhere. Leg number two is the one that a lot of people are focusing on currently and lately, and it is crucially important. It's about rooting out and eliminating the corruption that is all too present in the church. Evil clerics, evil bishops, evil prelates. Some would argue even a corrupt and evil pope. I'm not going to debate any of that right now. The point being that yes, the corruption, the people who are leading those others astray, the people who are leading people down the wide and easy path to hell, they have to be called out. Their effects have to be eliminated. That's a crucial leg of the stool, and it must be done. And again, others with far more intelligence and education and insight than I have already commented on those tasks and are working on it. Nevertheless, we can't ignore it. It is necessary. But what's the third leg of the stool? Encourage the bishops to be good bishops. Encourage the priests to be good priests. We already have good, solid Catholics within the church. We already have them within the hierarchy. But if the only voices they are hearing are those encouraging them not to be good bishops, not to be good priests, then we're falling down on our job as the laity. We must encourage our bishops to be good bishops. We must encourage our priests to be good priests. We must encourage those who are already good to be better. We must encourage those who are kind of shaky to be good. And those who are corrupt and irredeemable, well, that's the second leg of the stool we've already talked about, but it's not the one I'm trying to get you to focus upon today. I want you to focus upon encouraging your priests to be better priests, encouraging your bishops to be better bishops. That's a crucial part of the overall plan of how we fix the church and thereby save the world. How do we do that? Well, I'm sure you can think of many ways. Basically, go out of your way to encourage them to do better, to prop them up, to lift them up. And we can talk more about that later. Well, I'm hoping I can intrigue and encourage you to step up and step into the fight. So I hope there are going to be more of these videos. In the meantime, think about encouraging your priests to be good priests, your bishops to be good bishops. Good luck. God bless, and bye-bye for now.